Hey everybody, this is Crystal with Pure Photoshop Actions, and today's video is just for Photoshop users to show them how they can organize their actions. We have an Elements video on our YouTube channel, so if you're an Elements user, make sure you check that one out. Right now we're upgrading our Elements users with new PNGs to organize their actions better, and we also created a video to show them how to organize their favorites. For Photoshop users, when we started creating the action sets, like we were only intending on creating the one set because we weren't planning on it becoming what it is today, which is amazing. So we didn't really need a way to organize the sets because our first set was just our workflow and things that we did to pretty much every picture, or we did occasionally to pictures. So as we created more sets, I was falling in love with the other actions in those sets. And so I would have to go and remember that Cloud 9 is in set 2, and All About the Bling is in set 1, Soft and Sparkly is in set 1, and then I would have to come up here and I would have to, turn that action set down, and, like find the action and do whatever it is that I needed to do. So we decided that we would create what we call a My Favorite Action set for Photoshop users. So what they can do is, because some photographers like myself use a few actions on every single picture, no matter what picture it is, or depending on, like, if you shoot outside, that you usually use this action, versus if you're shooting studio, you use this action. If it's a lot of green, you use this action, or whatever. So, but it can be overwhelming having to go and find them in the sets and doing all that stuff. So what we created here was a My Favorite Action set. So basically it divides it into little categories here. So you have a My Workflow, and we included 3 free actions, little basic actions that duplicate the layer, flatten your image, or merge just the visible layers. Then we have like our exposure fixes and our sharpening actions, and color pop and black and white, haze and tones, color correcting, makeup and face, and All About the Light. And so what you'll do is you're going to come and let me load a set really fast. Let's go set 1. Okay, I'm going to load set 1. Okay, so here we have our set 1. Like I've already messed around, so I need to actually delete those ones. Okay, so we have set 1. So makeup and face action is Soft and Sparkly, and I use that on every set, on every action. I mean, on every picture. Holy. So you can do one of two things. Like, I could put it underneath makeup and face, but I also know that it is part of my every picture workflow. So I could take this, select it, and use your mouse and push your mouse down and drag it up, and I could put it right underneath my workflow. And then I could also take brighten that baby up. I use it on a lot of pictures, but I don't use it on every single picture, so I'll just put it into exposure fixes. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it right underneath exposure fixes. This is just a separating line, so you know that the next set of actions category is sharpening. So you don't want to put it below that. You want that to be the end. So it's like My Workflow, and then it ends, and then there's just like a dead space, and then exposure fixes, then dead space. You see what I'm saying? So, okay, so turn out the lights is like an All About the Light type of action. So I'll put that up here, and turn out the lights, baby, underneath All About the Light. Come out of the shadows is light, because shadows are a lack of light. So, let's see, Looking Sharp, baby is a sharpening action. Now, All About the Bling is something that I use on every single picture, so I will definitely put it up here in my workflow set. And then Warm Up That Baby I use on pretty much every single picture, so I'll put that up there in my workflow set also. Then, if I wanted to do Pure Haze, I could do, let's see, Silhouette Enhancer is definitely a color pop action. It's one of my favorite ones for silhouettes, so I'll put that down here. I love Pink Pop, so I could put that into hazes and tones. Okay, so now you get the idea. So then you come up here and you select the set. So what you'll do is first, before you do any of that, you need to make sure that you have your actions backed up. So like, this isn't a full set because I've taken actions out and moved them around and stuff, but make sure your set is intact the way it was when you received it after you purchased it. Come up here, make sure that's selected, not this, because if you select this, like an action inside of it, and you try to save it, you can't. So make sure that the set is selected, and then come over here and hit save. And then you can choose where you want to save it. And then drag your actions around into your favorite categories and everything, and then save this. Definitely make sure you have the original that you download from us, the My Favorite Actions, just as is. And then download your final saved set, because if anything happens to your actions, we can always get you your actions back. But, I mean, it's easier if you have them backed up and it's less work. But then again, also with this, you're not going to have to go through that process of finding all the actions and remembering which ones you had in what sets and in what categories, because they'll all be saved already. So just select that, come up here, and hit Save Actions, and it'll walk you through it like you just select where you want to save it on your computer or your external hard drive or wherever it is that you save it. So that is what we've created for Photoshop users. So it'll be a free download for anybody that's purchased a set, or anybody, because you can, I mean, we would like you to use it with our pure actions, but we understand that you probably have actions by other vendors, and so you can use, you can do that if you want. You can stick them in there. But what was I going to say? I just lost my train of thought. Oh my goodness. So just make sure that, so it'll be a free download for everybody. And then anybody that purchases our sets, even like an individual set, it will be included in those sets. You'll see your set of actions that you purchased, like set 1, and then you're also going to see something that says My Favorite Actions, and it's going to look like an ATN file, and that's what it's going to be. And there's going to be documentation in there with a link to this video and directions on how to do it, in case you forget or you don't know how to do this, so or you don't remember watching the video or whatever. That'll all be included in there. And so if you purchase multiple sets, like our everything set, you can just ignore it because it'll be in all the sets. You can only have to use it once, obviously. So, but yeah, so that's what we've done for Photoshop users. So, if you're an Elements user, check out our Elements video on how to organize favorites. But this will be coming out the end of this week. We're working on our cart right now, so on our new shop. Well, it's not a new shopping cart. We're just updating the sets. So that should be coming out in the next few days. So keep an eye out for that.